Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the Department of History of Ram Niranjan Jhunjhunwala College, I welcome you all for the celebration of Shivaji Maharaj's coronation ceremony the day Shivrajyabhishek Din. आजचा दिवस मराठा साम्राज्य, हिंदवी स्वराज आणि महाराष्ट्र या सगळ्यांसाठी खूप महत्त्वाचा आहे. Good morning. Oh, just a second. Okay. Yeah, sorry. शिवाजी महाराजांना आपण महाराज म्हणून ओळखतो, महाराज म्हणून त्यांना स्वीकारलं आणि त्यांनी आपल्याला स्वराज्याचा ठेवा दिला. पण महाराज ह्याचा राजकीय स्तरावर त्यांचं ओळखणं जाणं, दक्कनी सल्तनत आणि मुघल साम्राज्य यांच्या समोर त्यांची महाराज नव्हे तर छत्रपती म्हणून ओळख ज्या दिवसापासून झाली तो म्हणजे आजचा दिवस राज्याभिषेक दिवस. हा दिवस मोठ्या दिमाखात रायगडावर साजरा केला गेला आणि म्हणूनच आजच आपण शिवराज्य अभिषेक दिन साजरा करतो. या दिवसाची माहिती आपल्याला अनेक इतिहासाच्या लेखातून मिळते. सगळ्यात महत्वाचे म्हणजे बखर. आणि या इतिहासात जे काही शिवाजी महाराजांनी केलेले पुढचे जे पराक्रम होते आणि त्यांनी सगळ्यात महत्वाचं म्हणजे स्थापन केलेल्या स्वराज्याची रचना होती ती यापुढे जशी पेशव्यांच्या काळापर्यंत चालू राहिली. या दिवसाला जास्त जवळून ओळखण्यासाठी आणि अजून जाणून घेण्यासाठी आपली विद्यार्थिनी सुजिता मौर्य आपल्या सोबत आहे आणि आपल्याला ते आज जास्त सांगणार. So Sujita is our DYBA student and I would invite Sujita to present.
Before Sujita starts with the presentation, let me thank everyone who's joining for today's program. Dr. Sneha Devuskar, our Vice Principal Madam, has joined in today. She is not feeling well, so she won't be able to speak, but we are very thankful to her for joining us in this program, and also a big thank you to Nilambari Kulkarni Madam and all the students who have joined in today. Sujita, you may please begin with the program.
Yes, ma'am.
I'll start sharing just a bit. Is the full screen view visible? Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. Yes, Sujita, you can start.
Ma'am, first slide, can you start showing as a slide share? Ma'am, screen is not visible.
Yes, the picture itself, the title slide is the first slide. Should we start from there itself?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I'll go ahead. You tell me when to.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sujita, and I am here today to talk to you about the Shivrajyabhishek Sola, the coronation ceremony of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. Next slide, please. As we all know, Shivaji Maharaj was the founder of Maratha Empire. He was born in a Bhosle Maratha clan. His father was Maratha general in Deccan Sultanates, and his mother was Jijamata. He was a key learner with the deep knowledge of religious texts, including Ramayana and Mahabharata, of a religious text, and he didn't have any formal schooling. He was a skilled commander and valiant warrior. He was extremely skilled at guerrilla style warfare and planned stealthy war operations. Because of that, he also referred to as a mountain rat. Shivaji Maharaj was formally crowned as a Chhatrapati of his realm at Raigad on 6th June 1674. Shivaji's coronation can be considered as a landmark in the history of medieval India, especially the history of Marathas. Next slide. Shivaji's coronation can be considered as a landmark in the history. So there was many reason as why Shivaji Maharaj found it's necessary to coronate himself. Shivaji Maharaj only recognized as a rebel son of a Sardar in Bijapur court. After a successful struggle of 30 years, Shivaji Maharaj desired to announce that his kingdom was in no way less inferior to the Adil Shahi or Mughal Empire. So, if he had command to the respect of a ruler, he had to be crowned king. Still, many leaders didn't accept him as their leader. The coronation would give him a recognition as equal to any other ruler in India. So, he defeated Bijapur and other ruler in India and in Mughals in various encounters. Besides this, he had a title of Raja. He had own seal and flag. The strength his position. To strengthen his position, he decided to have himself as a crown as a Hindu king, a Kshatriya king. Next slide. There were some controversial problems which he had to be solved before Shivaji could be crowned as a king. First, there was a Shivaji's ancestry, that is Shivaji's immediate ancestor, his father Shahaji and grandfather Maloji were Maratha, not Kshatriyas. The initial problem was solved by the tracing Shivaji's lineage to the Rajput clan of Sisodias of Mewar. Next slide. Finally, the coronation day had come, and the ceremony was conducted as per the Shastras by Vishweshwar of Gaga Bhatt of Varanasi. The ceremony took place over several weeks. The first section was homage to the family deity, and the second section focused on the new marriage ceremonies for all the wives of Shivaji Maharaj based on the Kshatriya customs. The actual ceremony revolved around the ceremonial bath or abhishek. The ritual bath made him the representative of the India of Indra on earth. Shivaji's ascended the main throne made of gold and covered with the lion and tiger skin. And it was on this day when Shivaji was given the title of Shakakarta, which means the founder of an era, and in English, and Chhatrapati. Uh, there, the main important thing is the traveler like Henry Oxenden, who was sent by the British to visit Shivaji's court. He witnessed the Shivaji's coronation and given a detailed description about the coronation ceremony. Next slide. Shivaji's coronation can be setting himself up as a sovereign prince symbolized the rise of power. It was a bid for gave his power to maintain the law and order so that the community live in peace. The common people were benefited by the coronation because they got a lot of gold and silver, etc. Now they had a king to look up. Next slide. Shivaji's coronation and setting himself as a sovereign prince symbolized the rise of power. So it was a bid for a Hinduvi Swaraj. He grew in the stature as a monarch. Shivaji set himself above all the Deshmukh families, received a cash payment from them as honor of the coronation. And the coronation of a Hindu king meant that he undertook to rule the country and its people. Next slide. The coronation was significant because it was there that constitution of the Marathas as the Swaraj received the final shape. Next slide. Shivaji proclaimed as a new era, new calendar known as Shivrajyabhishek Shaka. Next slide. The special gold hone coins were minted and distributed for this joyful occasion, known as hone. The coin bear the legend Sri Raj Shiv on the obverse and the Chhatrapati on reverse. Next slide. On the day of coronation, the Ashtapradhan, the most noteworthy feature of Shivaji's government, was constituted. Shivaji introduced uh, Marathi as the official language in a place of Persian and Urdu. Next slide. Did you know about the second coronation of Shivaji Maharaj? Uh, so let me tell you about this. On 24th September 1674, he had his second coronation performed under the guidance of Nishal Puri Goswami. So Shivaji, why it happened? Let's see. Shivaji's mother Jijamata died on 13th day after the coronation of Shivaji Maharaj. So the Goswami declared that the original coronation had been held under the inauspicious stars. So Gaga Bhatt committed certain mistake in performing the rite. Uh, then because of that, the second coronation took place on 24th September 1674. Next slide. So I quoted with the Balkrishna's quotations. It is said that there cannot be a king without a kingdom, but here was a kingdom without a king. The hero who, by his dauntless struggles of 20 years, had created this kingdom, was by the act of coronation to be recognized its crowned king. Next slide. So these are my sources, and sources like Sabhasat Bakhar and Shivrajyabhishek Kalpatru gives us information about the coronation ceremony of Shivaji Maharaj. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Sujita. It was a very lucid presentation. Today, we are all assembled here to recognize our hero, Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, because he managed to single-handedly almost create this Maratha kingdom. And this Maratha kingdom which he established and of which he was coronated as king, that Maratha kingdom not only survived beyond him, but it survived for more than 150 years, and that too in a strong manner. And the struggle which he carried along with the Bijapuris, with the Mughals, and even with the Europeans, with this really shows the kind of talent which Chhatrapati Shivaji possessed, the merit that he possessed, and various factors helped him to cow this kingdom. And we can see that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj, by establishing the Maratha kingdom, gave new sense of identity to the people of Maharashtra, welded them together, made them feel like a nation. And we must therefore commemorate this day, which is very, very significant to us being residents of Maharashtra. Nilambari madam or any other teacher would like to say a few words on this day? Praveen sir.
Yeah, good morning, madam.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, all. Am I audible?
Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
Yeah, I would like to point out here that Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj was not only restricted to Maharashtra, but he was a known figure all throughout India. Probably
Yes.
it's only in Maharashtra we say Jai Shivaji and all, but if you see his rulings and the kingdom, it spread almost all throughout India and outside too. And one of the very important aspects about Chhatrapati Shivaji is most of the kings, they do have luxurious life. Chhatrapati Shivaji was one among who did not lead a luxurious life, but rather he was among the masses and always along with his soldiers. And the main aim of his life was Swarajya of not only Maharashtra, but Swarajya of the country. And that is what I feel, and I'd like to add here. So it's not only restricted to Maharashtra, but he was a national figure for India. And probably is known outside also, outside India too. Thank you very much.
True, sir. Very true. In fact, when the Indian national movement was going on, so many people were inspired by the struggles of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. And even Rabindranath Tagore, our poet, had written a life sketch, a poem on Chhatrapati Shivaji. And the Bengali people too were very much inspired by Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj and his struggle and the way he fought against several powers and proclaimed the ideal of Swarajya. Very true, sir. Thank you very much. Nilambari madam, Sneha madam, would anybody like to speak? Anything?
Hello, am I
Yes.
audible?
Yes, Nilambari madam.
हा शिवराज्याभिषेक कार्यक्रमाचं आयोजन केल्याबद्दल इतिहास विभाग, हिस्ट्री विभागाचे मनपूर्वक आभार आणि अभिनंदन. विद्यार्थ्यांनी केलेलं जे प्रेझेंटेशन होतं, सादरीकरण होतं, ते खूप छान होतं. आणि मला वाटतं की प्रवीण सरांनी पण राष्ट्रीय स्तरावरचं शिवाजी महाराजांचं जे महत्व आहे ते सांगितलं. आणि शिवाजी महाराज हे बरेचदा महाराष्ट्रीयन समाजामध्ये शौर्याचे, त्यागाचे प्रतीक म्हणून ओळखले जातात. पण शिवाजी महाराजांची जी राज्यकारभाराची जी प्रशासकीय बाजू होती, ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह बाजू होती, ती देखील खूप बळकट होती. आणि त्यांनी त्यांचे अमात्य रामचंद्र पंत यांना लिहिलेली जी पत्र होती ती मराठी साहित्यातला उत्कृष्ट नमुना म्हणून तर मानली जातातच, पण त्यांचं महसूल आणि प्रशासन या गोष्टींकडे सुद्धा कसं लक्ष होतं. आणि शिवराज्याभिषेकचा जो भाग होता, त्या जो सोहळा होता, त्याच्यामधून एक राजवट ज्याला आपण म्हणतो प्रस्थापित करणं आणि एक चांगली प्रशासन व्यवस्था प्रस्थापित करणं किंवा एक स्थैर्य, राजकीय स्थैर्य एखाद्या प्रदेशाला, एखाद्या भूमीला मिळवून देणं, ही दृष्टी सुद्धा मला वाटतं त्याच्या मागे होती. आणि ज्या पद्धतीने त्यांनी कालगणना सुरू केली किंवा ज्या पद्धतीने त्यांनी नाणं सुरू केलं आणि ह्या सगळ्या पाठीमागे ती दृष्टी होती. त्यामुळे हे जे शिवाजी महाराजांचं जे ऍडमिनिस्ट्रेटिव्ह कौशल्य होतं, त्या पाठीमागची जी दृष्टी होती ती सुद्धा महत्वाची होती. एवढी एक गोष्ट नोंदवावीशी वाटते. धन्यवाद मेहर मॅडम आणि स्नेहल.
धन्यवाद Nilambari madam. Very true. You have pointed out to us his great skills as an administrator, which really sets him apart amongst all the monarchs of the medieval period. And Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj's ceremony, in fact, gave a legal sanction to all that he had achieved in all the years. he had always been recognized as a Raje by his people, and even by the other rulers. They had started using the title of Raja for him. But this ceremony was very, very necessary, because it proclaimed in a grand manner that yes, the time has arrived to recognize the merit, to recognize the mettle of Chhatrapati Shivaji and what he had achieved. Thank you very much. Would anyone like to speak?
Yes, ma'am. One last point I'd like to emphasize here, that Shivaji Maharaj has been, or since the day he started fighting, his confidence, his belief, and his 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 drive to achieve Swarajya inspired many, and he is an inspiration for the youth today also. We see young people young boys keeping mustaches that resembles how he used to keep. Even they try to imitate many such things that are that would look, they make them look like Shivaji Maharaj. Many of the things in popular culture, or even in daily lifestyles, like having a tattoo of Shivaji Maharaj, putting a or wearing this bindi, Chandrakor, that he is one of the you could say classic looks of Shivaji Maharaj, and also wearing a ring that has the horn on it. Many such things are a part of lives of youth today. But I think that more than this inspiration of where he is making, or they try to bring out how much he is a part of their lives. Many values of Shivaji Maharaj also have to be reiterated and reinstated, or not or made a part of their lives too, our lives too, like religious tolerance, respect, uh, then dignity of people, equality, uh, recognition, and celebration of merit. All these are also what made him, or had confirmed and emphasized his place as Raje in the hearts of people, and bringing out more than just his image as the fighter of Swarajya, more as a humane figure, as an inspirational leader for humanity, and a social leader in this sense, also I think has to be brought in front of the youth of today.
True. Thank you very much, Snehal. I think we can now end this program with a vote of thanks to everyone.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
Hello, ma'am.
Yes.
That is attendance form or what?
Yes.
Yes, students, please fill the attendance form.
Yeah.
Please fill
Yeah.
that.
It's in the chat box. That's the last message in the chat box. Please fill the attendance form. Students and teachers who have joined us also, if there are more. So on this note, we would like to conclude the session to the celebration program, and we thank the Department of History. Would like to place on record our sincere gratitude towards the management of our college, our principal, Dr. Himanshu Dauda, our vice principals, Dr. Sneha Devas, Captain Praveen Nayak, for their support, and also for joining us today for this program. Our fellow teachers, Dr. Nilambari Kulkarni, and our dear students who have come today for this program. So thank you very much, and we hope to see you in the coming academic year. Thank you for making this session interesting by joining in the discussion and joining and adding your valuable inputs also for this day.
Thank you. Thank you.
Can we have a photograph, please?
Okay.
students, those who can switch on their cameras, please switch on your cameras. We can have a photograph. Yes.